I'm Mike Wallace.
I'm Morley Safer.
I'm Harry Reasoner.
I'm Ed Bradley.
I'm Diane Sawyer.
And I'm Shaun. All that and Bennett Brower today on Shaun Spins. Welcome to Shaun Spins. This is episode 29, and I'm your host, Shaun, and I hope everybody is safe and well. I wanted to start off by thanking family and friends for all the support with the channel. And I wanted to thank many friends that I've met via YouTube that have just been tremendously supportive. Russ Shaw, Chris Burt, and JT's Record Room have just had really nice things to say about the channel on their channel.
Hope everybody's doing well. Again, thanks, Shaun. Shaun's a great guy. Great channel. I'm surprised, I think our channel, as far as, whatever, I think most of us just do this for fun, but, I don't think I'm very, he should have a lot more subscribers than he does, because he's got a great channel. He's got a great sense of humor. He's just a good guy, he's got a good heart, and, anyway, without getting too cheesy or sappy, thanks, Shaun. Hope you're doing well, and thanks for this. Everybody go check out Shaun.
I really like his channel, and that's, guys, that Shaun Spins. Highly recommend you to check out his channel. And so I'm going to treat this like a thread, because he reviewed Sunny Day Real Estate, and today I'm going to show about 11 records from the 90s, from the late 80s to the 90s. His review was so great, as I was saying, of Diary, the debut album for Sunny Day Real Estate. I'll start off with two of my Sunny Day Real Estate albums that I have, and they are a band based out of Seattle. So that, guys, at Shaun Spins, please check him out. He has under, I'd say, 150 subscribers. So yeah, let's support his channel, and I really think you'll enjoy it.
Shaun Spins asks, favorite punk favorites. What are the punk favorites, Russ? Shaun Spins, you got to check out his channel, by the way. Link in the description. Also, vinyl love community, or send vinyl. Yeah, we should get on that, Shaun. I'll link an email or something in here, and I'll send you a record. You send me one, and I don't know. It's the vinyl love community love train. That's it.
What do we got going on today for episode 29? Something heavy and deep sounding? It's on the table? What the Banana Splits Tra-La-La song. Really? Oh, the other stuff on the table. Oh, wow. There's a lot of stuff on the table. Perfect day for this review. It's cold, it's raining, it's dark out. Episode 29 is going to be all about TAD. One of my favorites. Let's get started. I love the band TAD. And as I said, it's a perfect day to review TAD. Dark, cold, rainy. I'm going to talk a little bit about the story of TAD, and then we're going to break down some of the collection, and I'm mostly going to talk about one album, Salt Lick. And that's probably my favorite album from TAD. Now, TAD started off as a one-piece band, Tad Doyle doing everything. Then a band is formed. 3 albums are done on Sub Pop. The band consists of Tad Doyle, vocals and guitar, Gary Thorsten, guitar, Carl Danielson, bass guitar, Steve Weed, drums. When the band signed to a major label after the 3rd record on Sub Pop, Josh Cinder comes and plays drums. Phenomenal, amazing drummer. Unreal skills as a drummer. In the meantime of searching for a drummer on that tour before that 4th album, they did have a fill-in drummer of Ray from Scratch Acid on that tour. And after the 4th album, the band changed even more into a 3-piece when Gary left. And then eventually Josh is replaced in the band too, with Mike on drums at the way end of the band. The band dissolved several solo projects have been happening. We're going to talk a little bit about that also. I really do feel that TAD should have had just as much success as Nirvana, Alice in Chains, and Soundgarden. And I've said it before, I feel the same way about the Gits and Mudhoney. Just an amazing, amazing band. Did you recognize that powerful voice filling in for Tad Doyle on the second video? Even Kurt Cobain sounds even more powerful playing with Tad. Woo. Let's get into the collection. So the first thing I ever had from Tad was right here. My father found me a copy of Sub Pop 200. And Tad is the first track on here. There's also a band on here, Nirvana? I wonder if they got popular. When people would come to the house to visit me, I would put this on and be like, you have to listen to Tad. This is so exciting. And from here, there was a card in here that I was able to order a book from Charles Peterson called Screaming Life. And that book was amazing to me too as an artist and encouraged me. This CD was also the first time I had ever heard the Screaming Trees. And sadly, we lost Mark Lanigan yesterday. So the Charles Peterson book, Screaming Life, came with a CD. And the CD was just in the book. I put it in this case. And cool thing about this CD, there's Tad on it, the first single, which is Tad by himself. Yet the cool thing about the CD is you can't skip tracks. And I thought that was amazing growing up. So it's Charles Peterson, the photographer's favorite songs from Sub Pop, and it's about 30 minutes, yet you're forced to listen to the whole thing. It's just one long track put together. It's great. It's got, Mudhoney, Nirvana, Soundgarden, Tad, Green River. Amazing. So then, as I said, stuff was impossible to find. For the longest time, those were the two things I had from Tad, and I would listen to it all the time. I was able to find a copy of Salt Lick. Now, this is the CD copy, so it has a combination with God's Balls on it, too. And only parts of the tracks of God's Balls, which is the first album from Tad. So for a while, the only way I got to hear Tad's first album was partially on this CD. We'll get more into this in a minute with Salt Lick. Here is my copy of 8-Way Santa on CD. This is the band cover, so we'll cover their faces. This is the cover that got Tad in a lot of trouble. They found the photograph at a thrift store, gave it to the art department at Sub Pop. They ended up putting it on the cover, got taken off the market when the two individuals saw it in the store, and went after Sub Pop and I believe sued the band too. After that, they signed on to a major label. Now, the last CD I have from Tad is the album, three-piece. This is an amazing album, Infrared Riding Hood. Whew. Great album. That's the last on CD for Tad. I have one cassette. This is 8-Way Santa on cassette. Now, the cool thing about this, it's like a promo copy talking about when it's coming out. Butch Vig did this album, which makes one wonder, is that why Nirvana worked with them as the demos and then going into Nevermind? This also has phone numbers and information for the band. It's pretty cool. I have this great DVD. I remember getting this the day it came out. A friend at the record store, he was like, oh, here, look what came. I was so excited. This is now free on YouTube, which I find amazing. This is a great documentary breaking down the story of the band, everything, and talking about what happened with the band. And issues with substance abuse, and I was very glad. I think about a year ago, I saw online that TAD was celebrating its sobriety anniversary, and it was just wonderful to hear. A couple things on singles. Here is Damage 1, TAD. This is a great version of the Black Flag song. This is TAD Jinx. Now this one in the Damage still has the information for the Sub Pop Singles Club. This one's for December 1990 to May 1991. The other one's like 1988, I believe, 89. This is for Pale, Corkscrew, and Leafy Inclined, which is older stuff, which was going into the stuff on the major label. So, what happened? Eventually, Sub Pop reissued the albums, the first three, and I had been waiting forever. And I remember constantly asking, do you think they're going to reissue them? So here's the first one. This is God's Balls. It gets so giant on the screen compared to the CDs. They come as a gatefold and posters and things like that. Now, I got them early, so I got what they called the loser edition, which is like color vinyl. This one is beautiful. And it's got that beautiful photograph from Charles Peterson with with TAD playing the Jazzmaster. Here's Salt Lick. Salt Lick is, again, that loser edition, the kind of orange color for the two. 8-Way Santa is a little different. We're back to the unbanned cover. And this one, I remember, was kind of purplish. Yep, purple grape. Did a wonderful job on the reissue. I was so glad when they reissued all these. I'm running out of space for all this stuff. Let's put the stuff up here. Now, when you bought all three, they also sent you like the B-sides and singles and things like that. And I put the sticker, it came with it on it. It's nice to have because it also has like the first single and stuff of TAD by himself. Now, I think it was last year for Record Store Day. This is the first on the major label. Inhaler was re-released. Oh, I was excited about this. I even called ahead and said, please have that. And they're like, we have it for you. This one's also on color vinyl. I said it before, I'm not really too concerned if it's on color vinyl or not. Like, the reason I got those first three TAD on color vinyl, because they sell out pretty quick, usually, those loser editions, but I just wanted them so bad because I've been waiting forever, so I was like, as soon as they came to order, I ordered them. This is my vinyl copy of Infrared Riding Hood. I love this, and I found this, I don't know, 15, 17 years ago. This is on a blueberry vinyl. This is a great album. And then another Record Store Day, they did this compilation, The Quick and the Dirty. It's got stuff that wasn't issued towards the end of the career, and it also has a live concert from '95. And one of the funniest things, they played the song Behemoth, which is from their first major album on Sub Pop. And when they play it, TAD introduces it as, we got a new song! It's like kind of funny to hear because the song at that time was already like 7 years old. Now here's some of the solo stuff. This is TAD and a new band, Brothers of the Sonic Cloth. I got this like the day it came out too. And one of the funny things about this album when I got it, I didn't know if I was playing it at the right speed. It's heavy. Now I also have some solo things from Gary. This is solo band Gary's in, the guest directors. And I love supporting them and getting them on CD. They would sell them on Bandcamp. I even got one for a friend of mine at the record store. And you gotta love that they're hand numbered like 25 of 50. Beautiful artwork on them too. So I have 4 of them. I think there's 5. Different sound. Totally different sound compared to TAD and compared to TAD solo. Well, let's get into the album I want to talk about from the collection a little more. Let's get into Salt Lick. Now, Salt Lick is TAD's second album on Sub Pop, and it is just great. has a great, deep, heavy sound to it. Most of Sub Pop stuff is recorded by Jack Endino back then, including Nirvana's first album, Mudhoney, and TAD. Inhaler, when they went to a major, was Jay Mascis, and then they went back to Jack Endino. Eight Way Santa, as we said earlier, was Butch Vig, and I have heard, and I've wondered too, I've heard that Sub Pop recommended Butch Vig to Nirvana. Yet Salt Lick was done by Steve Albini, who is amazing. I mentioned later too in the solo stuff that the guest director's Gary solo project, TAD, produced that. So let's get into Salt Lick. Now originally it's a 6-song EP. The CD has an extra track, and it also has Part of God's Balls, like I said. This is one of those albums similar to Funhouse for me, from the Stooges, that took me forever to realize that there's individuals in the artwork, kind of hidden in there. One of the things I love about Sub Pop is the photographs from Charles Peterson. What an influence to me as an artist. And as I said, I got that book that I ordered back in the day, Screaming Life, and then later on I got his other photographic book, I think around 2004. So this one still has the order card. This is how I actually got the catalog to order the book. And there's another Charles Peterson photograph. Now, one of the things I'll say about the CD, it is very, very, very low and muddy sounding, for lack of better words, or grungy. Now, the repress that came out years ago, which is still available, sounds a lot different. I can't say. There I am. Now, the repress, Jack Endino also worked on it too, and I wonder if that's how the sound got a little less muddy, yet I'm convinced the muddiness came from the CD mix and being on a CD like that. This gatefold has a poster too. This one is back to a true 6 songs, and it plays at 45 RPM. Now, I mentioned earlier the documentary that TAD Busted Circuits and Ringing Ears, which is now free on YouTube, which is great. One of the owners of Sub Pop, I can't remember who, mentioned that Salt Lick really represents the band live, and I believe that. A lot of people love 8 Way Santa, and to me it's a good album, but it has a different feel to it. The songs are more, I guess we could say, melody-based. Salt Lick is as heavy as it comes. It is heavy. Showed some of those samples earlier on the TV with Tad singing High on the Hog and Kurt filling in on another clip singing High on the Hog, which is the second track on Salt Lick. The first 3 songs are just one after another, whoa. It's intense. It is a very tense album. I believe if you buy it, the CD, I think it comes with the extra tracks now, that I got on that separate album. I think the repress has the singles, Damage and stuff on there. I don't know if I can recommend TAD anymore. It's a great band. Very intense, great band. And it was great to hear. I think a year or two ago I heard that TAD was celebrating a sobriety anniversary, and I love getting things that TAD produced or worked on to this day. I get excited. Just a wonderful band. I don't think I've ever heard a TAD album and was disappointed. So until next time, I hope everybody is safe and well. And be nice to each other and take care.
But for the time being, I guess the network enforcers are opting for my approach until Joe Consumer tells them he'd rather get his 2 cents from commentators who don't make babies cry and don't drink maple syrup straight from the bottle and don't leave old dried up deodorant cakes under their arms for weeks at a time